Yo, welcome to another episode of A Chapter a Day to Keep the Devil Away. I am Tinaya Shea, and this is the place where we read a chapter of the Bible together every day until we finish the entire thing. Today we are going to be reading Numbers chapter 12. If you haven't read Numbers chapter 11 yet, you should go do that. But if you're joining us for the first time, welcome home. Just be with us where we are. All right, let's get into it. The complaints of Miriam and Aaron. While they were at Hazeroth, Miriam and Aaron criticized Moses because he had married a Cushite woman. They said, "Has the Lord spoken only through Moses? Hasn't he spoken through us too?" But the Lord heard them. Now Moses was very humble, more humble than any other person on earth. So immediately the Lord called to Moses, Aaron, and Miriam and said, "Go out to the tabernacle, all three of you." So the three of them went to the tabernacle. Then the Lord descended in the pillar of cloud and stood at the entrance of the tabernacle. "Aaron and Miriam," he called, and they stepped forward. And the Lord said to them, "Now listen to what I say. If there were prophets among you, I, the Lord, would reveal myself in visions. I would speak to them in dreams, but not with my servant Moses. Of all my house, he is the one I trust. I speak to him face to face, clearly and not in riddles. He sees the Lord as he is. So why were you not afraid to criticize my servant Moses?" The Lord was very angry with them, and he departed. As the cloud moved from above the tabernacle, there stood Miriam, her skin as white as snow from leprosy. When Aaron saw what had happened to her, he cried out to Moses, "Oh, my master, please do not punish us for this sin we have so foolishly committed. Don't let her be like a stillborn baby already decayed at birth." So Moses cried out to the Lord, "Oh God, I beg you, please heal her." But the Lord said to Moses, "If her father had done nothing more than spit in her face, wouldn't she be defiled for 7 days? So keep her outside the camp for 7 days, and after that she may be accepted back." So Miriam was kept outside the camp for 7 days, and the people waited until she was brought back before they traveled again. Then they left Hazeroth and camped in the wilderness of Paran. My takeaway from this chapter is that, I feel like if there was any confusion on where the Bible stands on racism and prejudice, this is pretty clear. Miriam and Aaron were criticizing their brother because he essentially married outside of his race, outside of his culture. I'm pretty sure Cushite people were African, but don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. Either way, God is very clear on where the Lord stands on that issue of criticism, not because of righteousness or unwise teaching or something like that, but because of who you're married to, because of the person that you've decided to connect with for the rest of your life. Like, that's not, God isn't with that. And I think there's a difference between when God is telling the Israelites to be set apart because of joining a people who God had associated with, their culture, their religion was not in alignment with what the people of Israel were following. And so we don't see that with Moses' wife. We don't see that with Zipporah at all. Seemingly, she's joining in, she's in. It's just her race that's the problem. And God is like, I don't have space for that here, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, I'm gonna stop yapping, but it's nice to see that God is against that in the text. Feels good. All right, I hope that feels good for you too. All right, love you. Peace.